Hey, good afternoon and welcome to the promotion ceremony for Sergeant Bill Wolfe as he's promoted to the rank of lieutenant, and Detective Heather Beauchamp as she is promoted to the rank of sergeant. At this time, I'd like to ask Hannah Beauchamp to come up, lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. If everyone could stand, please.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Hannah.
Please remain standing for a brief moment of silence. We want to recognize and honor all of those law enforcement officers, past, present, and future, especially those who died in the line of duty. And unfortunately, in our state, 3 officers have died this year in the service to the law enforcement community. So I'd like to offer a moment of silence for all of them and pray for the protection of those who continue to serve. Thank you. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to this afternoon's ceremony. At this time, I'd like to welcome some special guests who have joined us today. First, the town manager of the town of Groton, John Burt. The clerk of the town of Groton, Betsy McCousher. And the assistant town manager and human resources director, Bob Zagami. I'd also like to take a moment to thank Mr. Zagami, Kathy Wink, and the staff of Human Resources, as well as the Law Enforcement Council of Connecticut for administering the testing process that led to the selection of today's promotees. But most of all, I'd like to welcome you, the family and friends, and especially our brother and sister law enforcement officers who have taken the time to join us today. I know we have several members of the department that have retired. I want to thank you for joining us and for your service to the town of Groton and to the greater law enforcement community. Friends from other agencies I see that have retired from other law enforcement agencies, including the London Police and the FBI. Thank you all for your taking the time out of your busy schedules to join us today. First, some comments on the people that are getting promoted today. One of the best aspects of my position is the ability to recognize the outstanding work of our officers. We're going to recognize some officers later on in the program, but really the first order of business is to promote some exceptional leaders. The officers who every day strap on a gun, pin on a badge, wear a bulletproof vest, go out in a patrol car, walk a beat, get on a bike, or work undercover operations or investigate crimes are the hallmark of law enforcement. There are sacrifices they make any and every day to do this job, and they do an outstanding job at the Groton Town Police Department. I'm proud of their work, and I'm proud to be their chief. But there's a host of challenges that confront them daily, and they deserve the best support and the best leadership we can provide. Today, we get to promote 2 such individuals who undoubtedly will provide that leadership and support. It's a great source of pride to me, both personally and professionally, to see these long-serving members of our department ascend to positions of greater responsibility. In both cases, they have years of dedicated service and unparalleled records of accomplishment. Please let me introduce first, for the promotion to lieutenant, Sergeant Bill Wolfe. Bill, front and center, please. Sergeant Wolfe is a native of Worcester, Massachusetts, and joined the Groton Town Police Department in 2002 after over a decade of service in the United States Marine Corps, where he attained the rank of gunnery sergeant. No small accomplishment, and certainly that is a great source of pride to Bill, his family, and his extended family at the PD. We thank him for his service. While in the service of his country, he became a graduate of the Staff Non-Commissioned Officer course in Quantico, Virginia. Sergeant Wolfe graduated from the 291st class of the Connecticut Police Academy. He has served in the patrol division as a patrol officer, field training officer, community policing officer, and he has been serving as a patrol sergeant since 2013. Sergeant Wolfe has also served as a canine officer for 3 years with his canine partner, Nero. He has received several awards and commendations during his service with the department, to include the Medal of Honor for Bravery, the Canine Commendation Medal, as well as several MAT awards and unit citations. Sergeant Wolfe and his wife, Kim, have 3 children, Olivia, William III, and Marissa. For promotion to sergeant, is Detective Heather Beauchamp. Heather, front and center, please. Detective Beauchamp is a native of Westerly, Rhode Island, and joined the Groton Town Police Department in 2001. And she graduated from the 286th session of the Connecticut Police Academy. Detective Beauchamp has served in the patrol division as a patrol officer, field training officer, bike patrol officer, community policing officer, and acting patrol sergeant. Since 2007, Heather has served as a detective. In that capacity, she has worked with the Division of Criminal Justice in their cold case squad, and most recently, she has been assigned as a task force officer with the FBI's Violent Crime Task Force, where she's investigated numerous crimes in both capacities. She has extensive experience as a detective and investigator. Detective Beauchamp is a graduate of Mitchell College, and she has received several awards and commendations during her service with the department. She recently graduated from the First Line Supervisor course held at Roger Williams University in Bristol, Rhode Island. Detective Beauchamp is married to her husband, Jeff, and has a daughter, Hannah. At this time, I'd ask Captain Sinagra to do a presentation for us. Ordinarily, I'd have Deputy Chief Gately up here with us as well, but as you might have noticed, he's a little injured with a broken wing, so he's sitting in the back. I don't know if you've, there he is. So thanks for not helping out, but I appreciate you being here. At this time, I'd like to ask Kim Wolfe and Jeff and Hannah to come up, please. Before we do the swearing in, there's just a little thing we want to do for them and present them with flowers. Jeff, ordinarily I would present this in a different way. It's a department coin. I'm supposed to shake your hand, but since I've got a cold, I'll give you a little fist bump. And we'll appreciate that. But on behalf of the Groton Town Police Department, we'd like to make these presentations, and please stand with your promotee. These tokens of appreciation represent our gratitude for your devotion and dedication during Bill and Heather's long careers and times of service with the department. Thank you for sharing them with us, and congratulations to you as well, for without your support and the support of all law enforcement spouses and families, we would not be able to perform our duties. So to you, hats off and thank you. At this time, I'd ask Town Clerk Betsy McCowsher to come forward to administer the oath. That's fine.
Okay, so do you, Heather, Detective Heather Beauchamp, solemnly swear that you bear true faith and allegiance and defend the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Connecticut, and to continue to obey all laws and ordinances of the town of Groton?
Raise your right hand.
And will you faithfully and impartially discharge and perform all duties incumbent on you as the lieutenant going into sergeant role? So help you God.
I do.
Excellent. And do you, Sergeant William Wolfe, Sergeant William Wolfe, solemnly swear and bear true faith and allegiance to the United States Constitution, the Constitution of Connecticut, and the laws and ordinances of the town of Groton, and will you continue and faithfully and impartially discharge and perform all duties incumbent on you as Lieutenant William Wolfe? Congratulations.
All right, the first order of business, and you're required to draw blood. It's a really long pin, so please. Well, we'll do the badge. We'll do the badge. If you'd like to do that, whatever. That's fine. We can do that. families may be seated, but I'd like to invite Lieutenant Wolfe to make a few comments, followed by Sergeant Beauchamp.
I just want to thank everybody for being here today. I know everybody's got a busy schedule. I appreciate everybody being out here to support not just myself and Heather in this special occasion, but also the other officers that are about to receive some of the awards as well. I'd like to thank the taxpayers of this town. Okay? We've been having these promotions. We don't really have these positions being promoted. I'd also like to recognize the retirees that I see in the back of the room, plain clothes with the goatees, so they're easily identifiable. Lieutenant Graves, Zaberskis, Carpenters, and Sergeant Ashley back there. You guys helped mold and make me into what I am today. I appreciate that. I salute you all. Thank you very much. You're part of that fabric. Keith, a special shout out to you as you, Sergeant Keith Ashby in the back of the room, by the way, he just recently retired. So it's retired Keith Ashby, Sergeant. And I can't say enough about you, Keith. You and I started together. You were my primary, and we've been through a lot. So I thank you very much. My family, my children, hasn't been easy, I know. We got a dad that was in the Marine Corps, and now, lieutenant in the police department and a sergeant, so I know that it's been difficult for you guys. Growing up, you're not the normal children, all right? So you get a lot of discipline, right? I appreciate all your love and support over the years, and we will continue to do that with you. So, Kim, I often say that you've been lockstep with me the whole way, the entire time. Through all good times, bad times, bumps and bruises, and quite honestly, you haven't been by my side. You've been right out front leading the way, and I appreciate you. I love you dearly.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay. I just want to start by thanking everybody, especially my family, for dealing with me all summer on evening shift, because he sent me to evening shift. So it was a long summer, but the support was amazing. Evening shift guys, you're awesome. Stay strong, be safe, keep doing a good job. All of you as a whole are awesome. Retirees, Lieutenant Graves, you taught me the best. Fill the cells, right? No? FBI, you guys are awesome. Thank you for everything. It's good to see you guys here. Everybody's really led me in this career. The chief, deputy chief, captain, thank you for having the confidence in me to do this. I won't let you down. And thank everybody for being here. And stay safe. Thank you.
Once again, congratulations to Sergeant Beauchamp and Lieutenant Wolfe. I know you'll do great service. Stand forth. At this point, I'm going to turn this back over to Captain Sinagra. We're going to do some awards, but I also failed to recognize some very important people in the law enforcement community in this part of our state. Supervisory State's Attorney, Paul Narducci. Paul, thanks for joining us today. Appreciate you being here. And Inspector Rhett D'Amico, who gets a lot of phone calls from us at the wee hours of the morning whenever we have a big crime, and provides great guidance and support to the department. So, Rhett, thanks for coming.
Okay, the next portion of our program is to recognize some outstanding actions by some of our officers. I'm going to read the incidents that occurred, and then I'm going to call the officers up. So the first incident, on Monday, February 26, 2018, at approximately 3:54 a.m., Officer Tyler D'Angelo observed a motor vehicle violation and conducted a traffic stop on Fort Hill Road just west of the intersection of North Road, Route 117. During the course of the stop, Officer D'Angelo smelled the odor of marijuana, and the suspect admitted to having some marijuana on his person. A backup unit arrived, and the suspect complied with the officer's request to step out of his vehicle. The suspect informed officers that he had a pit bull in his vehicle, and officers asked him to take the dog out of the car. A further search was conducted, and a quantity of illegal narcotics was also located in the vehicle. Once it was determined the suspect would be taken into custody, officers were making arrangements to put the dog into a cruiser to secure it for safety the suspect ran back towards his own vehicle. Officer D'Angelo gave chase after the suspect and a struggle ensued inside the driver area of the suspect's vehicle. While Officer D'Angelo was continuing to struggle with the suspect accelerated away with Officer D'Angelo partially hanging out of the car for approximately 1 mile. At that time, fearing for his life, Officer D'Angelo grabbed the steering wheel as it appeared the suspect was directing him and the vehicle at a telephone pole. Officer D'Angelo then released himself from the vehicle and fell onto Pequannock Road, sustaining non-life-threatening injuries. Fellow officers stopped and rendered aid, while other Groton officers pursued the suspect on Pequannock Road, Long Hill Road, and onto I-95 South. The vehicle continued into New London, and with the assistance from the New London Police Department, the vehicle was stopped on Eugene O'Neill Drive, and the suspect was taken into custody without further incident. Actions carried out by members of the midnight shift, including detectives and dispatchers, were instrumental in the safe apprehension and subsequent charging of the offender. So first, I'd like to call Officer Tyler D'Angelo up to receive the Meritorious Actions Medal. Next, I'd like to have Dispatcher Leland Rummel come up to receive the Exceptional Service Medal. Lee, that word exceptional couldn't be a better word to describe your actions that night. I listened to the entire recording of what you did that night, and it was truly exceptional. Receiving a unit citation for this incident that were working that night and helped with this incident was Officers Jeffrey Brearley, Brenna Balduck, Jesse Como, Robert Emery, Evan Grasser, Anthony Lucero, Al Martinez, Steve McAndrew, Gregory McCarthy, Bridget Nordstrom, Chad Potter, and Jeffrey Scribner. Also being recognized, I don't believe he could be here, is Dispatcher Cody Morgan for his actions in dispatch that night.
Nice work.
All right, the second incident and awards are for an incident on March 24th, 2018. A medical call came in involving a 47-year-old victim in cardiac arrest. Officers Bennett and Martinez, who were conducting patrol in the area, arrived on scene a short time after the call came in. When they arrived on scene, they acted without hesitation and began to administer CPR and performed other life-saving measures. They were eventually relieved by arriving EMS, and their actions ultimately contributed to the victim's survival. Officer Bennett and Martinez are commended for their life-saving actions. They are each being presented with a life-saving medal. Next, on July 27, 2018, Officers Bedard, Wilczek, and Van Voorhees were dispatched to a medical call at a construction site. Upon arrival, they learned a maintenance worker had suffered a wound to his left arm causing an arterial bleed. The man had already lost a significant amount of blood, and they found another fellow worker applying pressure to the wound. Acting quickly, Officer Bedard retrieved a tourniquet and applied it to the man's arm in an attempt to control the bleeding. Officer Wilczek and Van Voorhees arrived on scene a short time later and assisted with the tourniquet and applying pressure to the wound until the ambulance arrived on scene and transported the patient to the hospital. If I understand correctly, didn't the first tourniquet break? Yes, sir. Tourniquet broke, they had a second one and applied a second one to get the bleeding under control. The man survived this incident, and Officers Bedard, Van Voorhees, and Wilczek are commended for their life-saving actions. They will be all three presented with life-saving medal. Okay, in the last incident, on July 28, 2018, Officer Bennett responded to a call involving imminent childbirth, a call not many of us want to hear called with our number on the radio. Officer Bennett was met by the father who stated his wife was in labor in the upstairs bathroom. Upon entering the bathroom, Officer Bennett realized the mother's water had broken and the baby was crowning. Officer Bennett comforted the mom while assisting her during delivery, making sure both mother and baby were unharmed. Upon delivery, he ensured the baby was breathing, placed the baby into the recovery position, making sure no foreign objects or fluid compromised the baby's airway. Officer Bennett stayed with the baby and encouraged both mother and father that everything was fine until EMS arrived. Officer Bennett is being presented with the Meritorious Actions Medal.
I think someone just said she's proud of Daddy, so that's awesome. Again, in this line of work, things can be tough. It can be a tough job, and a lot of times we don't get called to the best things in life. But as you can see from the actions of these officers, those are outstanding efforts. And from the bottom of my heart, and from the deputy chief and the captain, I know the town manager and assistant town manager share the same. We salute you. Thank you for your efforts. Thank you for the great job you do every day. This is but the tip of the iceberg, because most of the things that officers do on a daily basis that are the most rewarding never get recognized and are known to no one else but them. In that person on the street that they may have helped, whether they're a lost kid, someone who they've rendered aid to in some way that's known to only them, the person involved, and to God. So thank you for doing God's work. Continue it. We're proud of you, and we will continue to support you. So again, to all of you, all the award recipients, congratulations. And I have to say this too, and I mentioned it to someone before. The deputy chief, when we were going over the awards the other day, said to me, he goes, I always know how great our actions are because I see Sergeant McCarthy's mom sitting there, and the expressions on her face are priceless when she hears the outstanding effort and the risk-taking and life-saving actions our officers make. So I want to give you an applaud to all those who received awards, and to those who didn't, your actions are also known and appreciated. So thank you all for a great job every day. Finally, to kind of wrap up the day, I think it's only fitting that I invite trainee Eric Laporte and probationary officer Sean Parody to join us in the front. Please join us front and center and face the crowd. All right, he was here before. Where'd he go? Oh, he got a call. Well, there you go. There's the example. But Officer Sean Parody graduated, who's not with us, who's out at a call right now, graduated from the Police Academy on September 20th, and he's now on the field training program. Trainee Eric Laporte joined the department just this week, and he will begin his training at the Police Academy on Friday. I think it's only fitting that these new members of the team understand the high caliber of the officers they'll be privileged to serve with. There's a tradition of excellence and service in this department that's second to none, and their legacy and the legacy these officers will be asked to uphold is exemplified in the professional actions and accomplishments and promotions that we saw today. So you have big shoes to fill, and on behalf of the entire department and the town of Groton, I would like to formally recognize you and in absentia, your partner, issue your first orders as formal members of the department. That's to maintain the high standards you have witnessed at today's ceremony, to take care of your brother and sister officers, to take care of the community that you serve, and to serve as the epitome of ethical law enforcement and law enforcement service, and as always, be safe. So welcome aboard. We're glad to have you, and you got big shoes to fill. So I hope you brought some of your own. So congratulations. Thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, this will conclude today's ceremony. Again, I'd like to offer our congratulations to Lieutenant Wolfe, Sergeant Beauchamp, and all that have been recognized for their outstanding accomplishments. I would also ask you to join us for light refreshments afterwards. And thank you for coming today and recognizing your friends, family, and fellow police officers. Thank you very much.